Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good night, or wherever you're watching in the world, whatever time zone you're at. Welcome to the Friend Zone. My name is Brianne Boyce, and I'm your mindset motivator and mentor, here to talk to you, the people, as your friend in this crazy world that we call life, about all topics, controversial, not controversial, faith, not faith, anything that you might think of and want to talk about. No topic is too taboo. I am here for you. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep the channel going, keep it in motion, keep the value coming. Once a week, you'll get to hear from me. Today's topic is called I'm Not Your Tampon, Steps to Setting Healthy Boundaries in All Types of Relationships. So what do I mean when I say I'm not your tampon? I know, a little bit extra, a little bit out there, but you got to be extra to be extraordinary, as I like to say. So basically all I'm saying is you don't want to be a tool of convenience, allowing people just to reach out to you only when they need you. Only when they need you, to take you for granted. Relationships are a two-way street. It's time to learn how to set healthy boundaries, have a natural ebb and flow, and just be present in that relationship, whether it's business, friendship, romantic, anything, acquaintance. We want to make sure that boundaries are set and that you're getting the respect you deserve, which is reflected of your worth and the self-love that you have for yourself and your perception, whether subconscious or subconscious, of the value you have in others' lives. Where do we learn boundaries and unhealthy boundary patterns? It comes over time. It's usually subconscious. We don't realize we're doing it. It's come from experience throughout adulthood, childhood especially, of where we've learned these things. And they can manifest in ways like codependency, over-pleasing, people-pleasing, diminishing our needs to serve others, constantly seeking external validation rather than internal validation, having abandonment anxiety, trauma, fear. All those kinds of things can come out that way, so it's important to understand them and reset them. Being a tool of convenience for someone is when you're constantly clawing to have these people in your life, but you don't have any fight back on their end. They're not putting that effort forth towards you or to showing you or respecting your worth and value by reciprocity or reaching out first and doing those kinds of things. So I'm here to encourage you and tell you you're not alone. I've been there too. But show you exactly what it looks like and how to reset it within those people. Relationships should always be give and take, relationships of any kind. If you're constantly fighting to keep people in your life and it's not coming back, it's usually a huge red flag, and we need to pay attention to those and especially trust our intuition. So if we're constantly fighting, trying, that's coming from a need of lack and fear and anxiety, and that energy actually pushes people away. We don't even realize it, but it does. When we feel safe and secure within our relational container, we're naturally drawing people towards us. When we set the bar for our value and our self-worth, it's going to bring the right people in that will meet us at the standard that we set. The way we treat ourselves gives permission for people to treat us the exact same way. So it's very important that we understand what kind of energy we're emitting. Rather than pushing away the good people, we want to make sure we're keeping the bad people out. Not bad, but you know what I'm saying. The people that aren't healthy for us, keep them away by our energy and by our value we set for ourselves and the boundaries that we put in place so that we make sure that we are getting what we deserve, because we should never settle, but we also need to check ourselves as well. There's always an opportunity for growth and change, and I absolutely believe that we need to take accountability where we can. What might these behaviors look like exhibited from other people? It may just be, hey, dog took off, my family's away, I have no friends around, my other friends and acquaintances are at the cottage, I'm done all my schoolwork, I have nothing going on, I'm bored in the middle of the afternoon, hey, I'm gonna call you up. Maybe that's the only time they call you up, and I've been in that position. Don't beat yourself up. But that's because we're allowing people to treat us as the tools of convenience. We're allowing that standard either subconsciously or consciously because we keep reinforcing it by allowing them to keep doing that. That is us setting a value and a bar for our worth, whether we realize it or not. So we need to shift. We need to change that. It does not feel good to be used or taken for granted. And if we're the ones doing that, we got to check ourselves too, because there's always an opportunity to grow. Relationships of all kinds always take two, and we need to make sure that we're checking our behaviors as well, because we don't want to be the catalyst making other people feel that way. And we definitely don't want to be attracting people to treat us like that either. Every single relationship has to be a two-way street. When we buy a plane ticket, we want a round trip so we know we can come home. So relationships have to work the same way. So here's the steps on how to create boundaries. First and foremost, it's so important to understand yourself and your value. And a lot of us have been wounded with bad self-esteem or low confidence and stuff from childhood. For me, for example, that's exactly where it came from. You know, I had a father that was never home, a mother that said some pretty nasty things to me. It made it sound like I wasn't wanted in this world and should have been killed off at birth, essentially. Not going to sugarcoat it, and it's hard pill to swallow along with other traumas that have come up. So I created a really bad abandonment and anxiety in me that I always felt people were leaving me and coming out of my life, and that happened with a lot of family members, and it got reinforced over time. So it manifested into adulthood, and it's been over the last couple of years I've been really working to unravel this. The first most important thing is to identify where some of these negative feelings about yourself are coming from, or lack of confidence. What could possibly trigger it? What may have come up in life or in childhood that has made you feel this way? And then start unraveling those and start working on them, because anything, you can overcome absolutely anything. It's the power of the mind. Trust me, I'm a walking testament, and I will get deeper in other videos on more of this stuff, and you can reach out to me anytime. And setting boundaries. So first it starts with, how do you feel? Identify this. How do you feel in certain scenarios when you feel you're disrespected? Write that down. Write what scenarios actually trigger you and how you feel in those moments. And then second, what I want you guys to do is, how would you want the situation to look differently? And this is going to show you some of the behaviors that you almost want others to exhibit towards you. Expect is a bad word, but I mean, at the end of the day, we should always expect, respect, trust, communication, just be a good person, right? Once you figure out exactly how you want to be treated, you're going to be able to write down behaviors that you like. For me, it's communication. It's absolutely huge. I definitely believe that 95% of problems are all caused and solved with communication. And that is huge. And it's just equality and just mindfulness and stuff like that. And someone that can be open, non-avoidant personalities. You can hear more about the anxious avoidant trap. It's on a lot of coaching sites. I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Schaefer. He talks a lot about this, and Helena Hart, some of the coaches that I've gotten to work with and learn a lot from along the way. So once you identify those behaviors, then it's opening up dialogue and allowing vulnerability in. That's the fourth step. So I want you to start planning out how you're going to address these situations with these individuals you care about. If they are toxic people and you know you need to let them go and it's not worth salvaging a relationship, maybe they're gang members, I don't know, maybe they get you into trouble, or just they're lying or they're criminals and they shouldn't be in your life, then maybe let those ones go. However, if these are people that you care about and you do believe you can salvage a healthy relationship with them of any type, then I encourage you to do so. Just reach out in a beautiful, soft way. It's I feel statements, we statements, non-aggressive, non-attackative. For example, it's come up multiple times with me. I just say, hey, I really appreciate you for XYZ. I love how you're there for me and how you listen. And I've just been feeling lately like, what? I've been reaching out a lot, and I feel like it's a one-way street, that I really only hear from you when nothing else is going on or you need something. And that kind of hurts, because I thought we had a deeper friendship and connection than that. And I really appreciate you as a friend, but you know what? I've been through a lot where people take me for granted, and that's the way I'm feeling. I know you don't mean any harm by it, but here's an example of your behavior that did make me feel that way. And I'm hoping that we can kind of speak to that and just have a conversation, because I want to make sure that our connection is maintained and strong and healthy. And then just open the conversation up. Just be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Brene Brown talks about shame and vulnerability so much. I definitely recommend checking out her books. Daring Greatly. She is awesome. She's helped me tremendously through her books alone. So that is what I would do. And then step 5 is just let it go. Be present. Be in the moment. Stop trying to control things. The more we try and control, it's coming from an anxious, toxic, negative energy that's actually repelling things away. Once we put it out there, breathe, let it go, allow whatever happens to happen, and then be present in that moment. Always wait for people to speak. Listen to understand. Don't just listen to wait for your turn to talk. I'm so excited for you guys to give me some feedback on how this video has helped and how it's going to help you in some of your personal relationships. Big takeaway for anyone, a little bonus, is remember that consistency is key. Allow people an opportunity to show you that they've changed and heard you out, but consistency is absolutely key. And I know they say actions speak louder than words. I don't just subscribe to that philosophy. I don't subscribe to actions or words, because I truly believe that if actions and words don't add up, it's because the truth is being left out of the equation. Always give people a chance if they take accountability. Always take accountability for how you can change as well. And just remember, never be somebody's tampon. You are not a tool of convenience for them to reach out when they need. It's a give and take situation. Have fun setting healthy boundaries and watch your relationships transform. So thank you for attending the Friend Zone. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll keep this going. It's going to be a weekly series. I'm your friend and mindset mentor and motivator, Brianne, and I can't wait to hear from you, the people, the community.